All right, so let's go ahead and get started. Let's fire up the Xcode and start a new project. So just go to File, New Project, and you're gonna land us on this screen. We're gonna choose iOS template, select App, click Next. We're gonna name this app Run Awesome. Okay, and fill out the team if you have, organization identifier, something unique, so that becomes your bundle identifier. In my case, it's going to be com.devdecky.runAwesome. We're going to choose interface as Swift as a storyboard, not Swift UI, so make sure of that. And lifecycle is going to be UIKit app delegate. Leave core data and test unchecked, and click next to create your project. All right, so next you're gonna see your create project screen, and you're gonna make sure you select the right folder and go ahead and create that, and your project is gonna be created. Okay, let me resize the window. All right, perfect. Okay. So a few things that we're going to do. First of all, we are going to remove the main.storyboard and view controller because we want to create everything programmatically. So we're not going to be using storyboards. So just move to trash. Okay. And I'm going to create a folder, a new group here, and I'm going to call this app stuff. Okay, anything related to app is gonna go in there, and I'm gonna move all these things inside this folder just to clean it up a bit. Okay, all right, next thing we're gonna go into the info.plist, and there is a main storyboard file name. We're gonna remove that, so just click on minus to remove that. And for the application scene manifest, let's check out scene configuration. You're gonna find the storyboard name main. We're gonna remove that as well. Okay, and those are the two places where we need to remove the name of the name for, like, the main.storyboard reference. And then go to your project and go to build settings and search for Run Awesome. Okay, now there are a few things that have happened since we moved our info.plist inside this new folder. If you notice, our info.plist is still referred as run awesome /plist. So Xcode is not going to be able to find it. So we want to modify that. So I'm going to add app stuff folder right there. Okay, and just make sure if there's anything else. So headers is okay, private headers is okay. So yeah, everything else looks good. So with that change, I'm going to select and just give it a build. We're not going to run, just build to make sure the build succeeds. So build succeeded, that's good. Now next comes basically the creation of some of the folders. So I'm going to quickly create a new group right here, and this group is going to be called helpers. Okay, and another group for our views, common views that we're going to create, and there's going to be a group for view controllers. All right, so these are going to be the views that we're going to folders that we're going to be using for the folder structure. Now we're going to start by creating a new file into our view controller, and let's create something called base view controller. Okay, and this is going to be base view controller. So by the way, I selected Cocoa-Touch class and then called base view controller, and we're gonna click next and gonna create that file. Okay, now one thing I'm going to do in this file is I'm going to say view dot background color is white, just to see if our view actually is launched properly. Okay, all right, so because we are doing programmatic view controller initialization, Okay, next thing we're gonna go into scene delegate.swift file. Okay, and this function right here where your scenes are connected, you have this guard statement that is currently ignoring the window scene. So we're gonna simply change this underscore into window scene. Okay, and then we are going to create a window object, UI window, or we already have a window, so let's use that. So window is equal to UI window. All right, and what we want to create the window from the window scene. Okay, so we're gonna supply the window scene that we just extracted out here in the guard statement from the scene. All right, next we are gonna create some temp code because we want to come back and create our tab bar and stuff, but before that we want to make sure our app is launching properly or not. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to create some temp code to make sure, like, our window is set up correctly and is being launched, and then we're going to come back and create our tab bar views and stuff like that. Okay, so what we're going to do is I'm just going to mark it temp code because we want to refactor it, and we want to create VC base view controller. Okay, and then we want to have our window. Okay, so we want to have our window and we're going to say window.root view controller, and we're going to assign VC to this. Okay, and we're going to say self. We already have our window assigned, so let's do this. Let's create a new window instance so I don't have to do this, and we're going to say self.window is equal to window. Okay, so they're gonna reference the same thing, and then we're gonna say self dot window dot actually window dot make key and visible. Okay, so that is going to make sure that our base view controller is the first view controller that is launched. I'm gonna change the simulator to iPhone 12 Pro Max. All right, and just give it a go. All right, so it's gonna launch in a minute, so let's give it a bit time. All right, so the simulator did launch, and there we go. This is our screen. Now to make sure that this is our screen, we want to change this to orange. I'm gonna add the alpha component in here, and then we're gonna see, there we go. So this is basically our base view controller. All right, so you, in this video, you were you basically did a few things. You structured your code like, in folders, and we also created our base view controller where we're gonna define some of the common properties, and all the other view controllers are basically gonna inherit from this. So you set up that, and you also made sure that you are launching your view controller programmatically. Okay, so once again, this whole course is gonna focus on programmatic UI, and every thing that we're gonna create is gonna be in the code. So no use of storyboard and no use of nib or zip files. All right, with that, I guess it's a good break. So in the next video, we're gonna create our tab bar so we can set up our tabs, and we're gonna change this or remove this temp code and change it to have the tab bar basically have the tab bar replace this, so we can launch tab bar controller instead of just the view controller in this place as a first screen. Okay, so I'll see you guys in next video.